In the fall of 2015, during my final semester of high school, a series of events unfolded that would forever etch a chilling memory into my consciousness. The decision to skip the pep rally for the girls' varsity basketball team, who were making the playoffs for the first time, seemed innocent at first. Little did I know that seemingly mundane choice would thrust me into a situation of unforeseen danger. My last class of the day was theater tech, a fine arts credit that I took casually to friends from a grade below join me in this escapade. We decided to ditch the pep rally, leave school early, and indulge in our daily ritual of visiting the nearby Taco Bell. However, the presence of vigilant administrators and security guards patrolling the parking lots to catch truant students forced us to take a detour through the nature trail on campus. It was in this trail that we encountered a mysterious, disheveled figure, a skinny white kid with shaggy black hair, clad in a plain white t-shirt and baggy jeans. He looked as if he had been crawling through the undergrowth. His general appearance of disarray raised an uneasy feeling within me. As we approached, my friends exchanged greetings, revealing that they vaguely knew him from their grade. We explained our purpose in the woods, skipping the pep rally, and the kid, seemingly on edge, inquired about our activities. He confessed that he had been dropped off at school that morning, intending to catch a bus to the alternative school for suspended students. However, he had decided to hide in the trail for the entire school day, avoiding the alternative school uniform. The air grew tense as he nervously scanned the surroundings, as if expecting trouble. Sensing an underlying discomfort, we bid him good luck and announced our intention to head to our cars and leave before the pep rally ended. The mention of cars caught his attention, and he started walking with us towards the parking lot, becoming more friendly. Eventually, he asked if we could give him a ride home. Unprepared for such a request, we hesitated, offering a half-baked excuse. Yet, he persisted, claiming people would start looking for him soon, as he had broken into a car at a nearby megachurch. The atmosphere shifted drastically when he revealed a handgun tucked into his waistband. Fear gripped me as the reality of the situation sank in. Unsettled and desperate, the kid insisted we keep his secret. It was an uncomfortable standoff, with each passing moment amplifying the tension. When he asked again for a ride home, this time more like a command, I mustered the courage to decline, stating firmly that we had to leave. In a surreal twist, he then asked if we wanted to see something before leaving. A collective unease settled upon us, but my first friend, usually more assertive, intervened, stating that we didn't want to see anything. Sensing the urgency, we briskly walked past him, and as we gained distance, we broke into a sprint towards the parking lot. Looking back, he remained standing, watching us run. The sense of danger lingered, but we managed to reach the parking lot undetected by the police who had swarmed the area. Hiding in a classroom, we pieced together the unsettling puzzle. The kid had skipped the alternative school, stolen guns from a car at the church, and sent a chilling text to his girlfriend about a dark plan. Fortunately, she contacted the police, leading to the lockdown and eventual apprehension of the armed intruder. The incident left an indelible mark on my psyche, a stark reminder of the unpredictability that lurks in seemingly ordinary moments. I was just 16, navigating the challenges of high school when this chilling incident unfolded. It seemed like any ordinary day until the intercom crackled to life, jolting everyone in the cafeteria. The principal's voice pierced the air, announcing a lockdown, not a drill. An eerie silence replaced the usual chatter. As the gravity of the situation sank in, lockdowns were unheard of at our school, and an unsettling sense of despair clawed at me, gathering my thoughts. I joined the stream of students being ushered towards hiding spots in the gymnasium and locker rooms. Hoping for information, I checked my phone, only to be met with a weak signal and no updates. Suddenly, A loud bang reverberated through the hallway, followed by terrified screams. Panic gripped me as I realized the danger was closer than I had imagined. Heavy footsteps echoed down the hall, prompting my classmates and me to move swiftly. Huddling together in an attempt to remain inconspicuous, the seconds crawled by, and tension hung thick in the air. Faced with the challenge of fitting through the gymnasium doors, I made a split-second decision. Sensing the urgency, I dashed through an open door leading outside, where the gym teacher stood. Oddly, he made no attempt to stop me. Racing to the back of the school, through the soccer field, I found refuge near the woods. Desperate to make contact with my mom, I pulled out my phone. Startled, I heard a familiar voice behind me, Tanner. While not well acquainted, he had been a classmate throughout the years. His menacing gaze locked onto me, holding a weapon. Fear constricted my throat as I pleaded for help, but he remained unmoved, a handgun holstered and an M4 rifle in hand. "Hey man, don't do this," I implored. Adrenaline coursing through my veins, the impending danger was palpable. Surprisingly, a flicker of hesitation crossed Tanner's eyes. Attempting to reason with him, I urged him to reconsider his actions. Miraculously, he lowered his weapon after a tense 5 minutes of pleading. To my astonishment, Tanner broke down, tears streaming down his face, in a bizarre turn of events. He left me in a state of perpetual shock. Realizing I couldn't passively await a grim fate, I decided to leave the school grounds entirely. Sprinting towards the playground in the distance, I sought a safer haven. Huddled behind a fence by the swings, catching my breath, I heard footsteps approaching. Peeking out, I was relieved to see Robert, one of my best friends. He had witnessed the encounter with Tanner and had followed me. It was then that I learned Tanner had not carried out his sinister plan that day and willingly allowed himself to be arrested. The day ended with me rushing home, recounting the harrowing experience to my mom. As we embraced, tears streaming down our faces, I couldn't shake the realization that Tanner, a victim of lifelong bullying, had teetered on the edge of inflicting irreversible harm. It was a stark reminder that something in our world desperately needed to change. That evening, as I recounted the traumatic events to my mom, we grappled with the harsh reality that Tanner, a victim of persistent bullying, had reached a breaking point. Although his actions were unforgivable, it served as a stark reminder of the deep-seated issues within our society. In the aftermath, I couldn't shake the sense of vulnerability that lingered. The incident had left an indelible mark on me, prompting reflection on the importance of empathy and understanding. It was a call to address the root causes of such desperation and despair, to foster a culture where everyone felt seen and heard. Tanner's arrest raised questions about the state of mental health and the urgency of creating support systems for those on the edge. It was a wake-up call for our community to rally behind the importance of kindness and compassion, striving to prevent such dark chapters from unfolding in the lives of others. As the days unfolded, the incident became a catalyst for change within our school. Conversations about mental health and anti-bullying initiatives took center stage, and a newfound sense of unity emerged. Tanner's desperate cry for help, though expressed in a terrifying manner, became a catalyst for addressing the underlying issues that often go unnoticed. In the end, the ordeal forced me to confront the fragility of life and the need for genuine human connection. It was a story not just of survival, but of a community coming together to heal and learn from the darkness that had momentarily enveloped us. The scars remained, but so did the determination to foster a safer and more compassionate environment for all. It's been about 9 years now, and the memories of that day remain etched in my mind with startling clarity. It's almost surreal how vivid the recollection is. Perhaps due to the countless times I've retold the story, the events I experienced that day marked a turning point, one where luck seemed to be on my side. unlike some of my peers who bore witness to even more harrowing scenes. The shooting incident during my freshman year of high school, a memory that has somehow blended the lines of time, hasn't left me with enduring emotional scars. However, the same can't be said for some of my friends and acquaintances from that period. For them, the trauma led to a darker path, a road plagued by severe emotional problems, depression, and in one tragic case, a descent into substance abuse. Let me rewind and share the beginning of this chilling narrative. It was one of the last few weeks of freshman year, a cloudy day typical of springtime in Oregon. Oddly, it felt unusually warm. Despite the sun struggling to pierce through thick layers of clouds, the stifling heat forced students and teachers alike into the courtyard during passing time, seeking refuge from the non-air-conditioned classrooms. Little did we know, this mundane Friday would turn into a nightmare. With Pei as my first period, we played flag football in the stadium behind the school with a free moment. I volunteered to return the equipment to the supply closet in the upstairs gym, while my classmates headed to the locker rooms. Fate, it seems, led me to leave the supply closet open, a decision that would prove to be crucial. As I descended the stairs, a sudden eruption of gunfire echoed through the air, shattering the ordinary routine of the school day. Panic ensued as screams echoed through the hallways, and my fellow students sprinted for safety. The chaotic scene forced me to rethink my plans, compelling me to race back upstairs. 5 more gunshots pierced the air as I reached the closet, shutting the door behind me, consumed by a sense of terror. Alone in the darkness, time seemed to stretch into an eternity. Unable to gauge its passage without my cell phone, I could only wait, praying and hoping that my sister, who was safe at home, remained untouched by the unfolding horror. The anticipation of either safety or demise weighed heavily on me, every passing moment intensifying the fear. Footsteps shattered the eerie silence, and for the first time, I felt the presence of someone else. 2 sets of footsteps hurried up the stairs and into the gym, followed by one final gunshot. Crouched in the closet, I braced for the worst as the footsteps approached the door. The doorknob shook violently, and fear engulfed me, my sobs echoing in the darkness. Thankfully, the next moments became a blur as a member of the SWAT team rescued me, pulling me to my feet and guiding me with urgent speed. As we moved swiftly through the school courtyard, I glimpsed the aftermath, blood staining the pathways, a haunting testament to the tragedy that unfolded. Later, I learned that the gunman, a junior at the time, had a history of depression and bitterness. An altercation in the courtyard escalated, resulting in him shooting another student and a language arts teacher before seeking refuge underneath the gym bleachers. His violent spree continued, and the ordeal came to a close when an officer shot and killed him in the gym upstairs. The aftermath left a community scarred, and while I struggled with anxiety for a while, life has led me down a successful path since then. The experience taught me the importance of always being aware of my surroundings, always aiming the nearest escape, and having a plan of action, a lesson that has stayed with me, no matter where life takes me. Reflecting on those terrifying moments, the aftermath of that fateful day has shaped me in ways unimaginable. Despite the anxiety that lingered for a while, I've managed to carve out a successful life. The scars may remain, but they serve as a testament to resilience and the importance of cherishing every moment. The tragic ripple effect that touched the lives of my classmates and friends, witnessing more than I did, serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of human existence. The stories of those who struggled with emotional demons, in the aftermath of the shooting, spiraling into darkness, are a painful reality that lingers. As I navigate through life, I carry with me the lessons learned from that day, the importance of being vigilant, valuing every moment, and cultivating a deep appreciation for the safety of our loved ones. In a world that can be both beautiful and terrifying, I've learned to remain aware of my surroundings and to always have an escape plan. Even in the seemingly mundane moments, though the scars of that day may never fully fade, they serve as a constant reminder of the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of fostering a community that supports one another through the darkest of times. As I move forward, I honor the memory of those who suffered, carrying their stories with me while seeking to contribute to a world where such tragedies become lessons learned rather than a haunting reality.